This would literally destroy the US economy. Trump's entire economic strategy was based upon tariffs. If you remove the tariffs, Trump no longer has leverage over other countries, so his entire economic agenda is going to fail. And now the court has blocked Trump's tariffs, calling it unconstitutional, which means that most likely his entire economic strategy over the next 3 years is going to fail. So let's figure out what exactly is happening over here. Trump has imposed a 10% tariff baseline and reciprocal tariff on every single country. And there should be a base when you are imposing such economic policies, because they are going to have massive implication on every single American. So he cited the 1977 Emergency Economic Power Act, because according to him, the trade deficit that the United States is running, and the United States is actually running the biggest trade deficit in the world, he called it a national emergency. But in a decision 7-4, the court decided that this kind of decision should be made by the Congress, and the President of the United States has no power to do that, which means that this decision is unconstitutional. And according to Donald Trump, this would literally destroy the US economy. This is literally what he tweeted. This decision would literally destroy the United States of America. So the real question is that, will that actually happen? But to understand what is happening over here, we have to answer another basic question. Is the trade deficit a national threat to the United States? If you look at the trade balance of the United States over the course of the United States history, you will see that starting since 1971, the trade deficit has exploded. Prior to that, the United States was running probably the largest trade surplus in the history of humanity, or in the history of all modern nations. So is Trump right that it's a national threat to the United States? Well, if you think about it, the answer is both yes and no. You see, whenever the trade deficit of any country grows, the demand for that currency of that country is going to weaken, and over time that currency is going to become worthless. And that's why nations across the globe are trying their best to ensure either they have a trade balance or they have a trade surplus. Because when you have a trade surplus, there is a lot of demand for your product, so your currency is going to strengthen, and over time your economy is going to grow. But the question is that the United States was running such a huge trade deficit. What exactly has happened to the dollar? Well, according to Donald Trump himself, the dollar is very strong. So how is it possible that the United States runs such a huge trade deficit and the dollar keeps getting stronger? The answer is very simple. The US dollar is not like any other currency. The US dollar is the global reserve currency. So there is always demand for the dollar, which means that other nations are willing to exchange real physical goods or even services for a piece of paper that the United States is going to print. That's one of the privileges you have if you have the global reserve currency. And over the last 30 to 50 years, the global economy has been growing tremendously, and the demand for the US dollar kept growing, which is why the trade deficit of the United States have kept growing. So imagine you have a country such as Japan. Japan wants to trade with China. The Chinese economy has grown substantially, so the trade between Japan and China has grown. And for both of these countries to trade among one another, they agreed that they will use the global reserve currency, which is the dollar. So as these economies keeps growing, the demand for the dollar keeps growing. And that is why the trade deficit has grown so much. So the question is that a threat to the United States? Well, of course not. The United States is literally losing nothing. In fact, the United States is getting a lot out of this trade deficit because it does not have to produce as much as other nations, and the main export of the United States is the dollar itself. The real threat to the United States is the federal deficit, and that's what people usually confuse. The trade imbalance and the trade deficit along with federal deficit. The federal deficit is how much the government is spending. If the government is spending more than it's earning, then it's most likely borrowing that money and creating that deficit. And if you look at the federal deficit of the United States, you will see that it only kept growing exponentially since the year 2000. And nobody played a bigger role in growing the trade deficit of the United States other than Donald Trump. When Obama became the president of the United States, the trade deficit was almost balanced. And then the 2008 financial crisis happens. It's not the fault of the Obama. This is not about being Democrat or Republican. He literally became the president in 2008. The 2008 financial crisis was a bubble that was created in early 2000s when George Bush was the president. So to save the economy, they decided that they will literally bail out the entire economy. The real estate market, the large corporations, the too big to fail companies. But you might say that that is too much and the government should not have done that. However, by the end of Obama's presidency, he brought back the federal deficit to almost pre-2008 level. Another couple of years and the United States would have balanced the budget. And then in 2016, Donald Trump becomes the president, and in 2017, he passes his Trump's tax cuts. And that's when the trade or the federal deficit exploded after that, because the federal revenue went down while expenses kept growing. The idea behind it was that over the long run, the US economy will grow much faster, which is going to pay back for all of these tax cuts. And then in 2020, the pandemic happens. And again, this is not the fault of Donald Trump that the pandemic happened. And the US government decides to bail out the entire US economy. But we are already out of the pandemic. And Donald Trump is again the president of the United States. And he passed the big, beautiful bill, which is going to explode the federal deficit over the next couple of years. In fact, they even raised the debt ceiling by about $5 trillion so that during Trump's presidency, they can continue overspending by at least $5 trillion. Last year, the United States spent $1 trillion in interest payments. And if this trend is going to continue and the United States will continue relying on borrowing money, the US government will have to allocate more of taxpayers' money to interest payments. And over time, the entire budget of the United States will simply go into interest payments, and there will be no money left for Social Security, for Medicare, for defense, or any other expenses. And that is the real national threat to the United States and not the trade deficit. So if you want to actually fix a problem that must be fixed, then this is the problem that you must fix and not the trade imbalance, because the trade imbalance provides the Americans cheaper products from all across the globe for essentially free just because the dollar is the global reserve currency, and that privilege should be kept. And if you think that you're being able to pay for the debt with tariff money, that is not happening, because the trade between the United States and other countries over time is going to shrink, since foreign companies cannot possibly compete in the US market because of these tariffs. Donald Trump instantly defended the tariffs. According to him, more than $15 trillion will be invested in the US, a record. Much of this investment is because of tariffs. If the radical left court is allowed to terminate these tariffs, almost all of these investments and much more will be immediately cancelled. In many ways, we would become a third world nation. So the question is that true? Well, the answer is again, yes and no. Multiple nations have pledged to invest trillions of dollars into the United States. UAE, $1.2 trillion, Qatar, $1.2, Japan, $550 billion, and so on and so forth. The EU, $600 billion plus $700 billion in LNG. These are trillions of dollars. The only problem with all of these deals that Donald Trump has made is that not a single of this deal was signed as an agreement. These were simply the pledges by foreign governments that we will do X, Y, and Z sometime in the future. But who will do that, where exactly that money will come from, how exactly it will be invested, nobody knows. For example, let me give you the EU deal. First of all, the United States does not even have the capacity to sell to the EU $750 billion of LNG within the next 4 years. The United States simply does not have the capacity to do that. Secondly, the $600 billion, where exactly that money will come from. So the EU has agreed. The EU is supposed to turn it into a legally binding agreement. and then bring it to the parliament in the EU, then the EU countries should come up with a final agreement that they will agree upon and then they will sign it, and then we will know that these are the EU countries. So France, for example, will allocate $100 billion, Germany $100 billion, Belgium $100 billion, and so on and so forth. We don't have any of that. All we have is a pledge by the president of the EU. And the same thing applies to all of them, which means that with the court blocking Trump's tariffs, most likely they won't do that. Nobody has an extra money to do all of that. Why would you do that, especially when you don't have a clear plan of how these investments will ever pay off? Secondly, huge corporations have also announced that they will invest hundreds of billions of dollars in the United States. Take Nvidia, $500 billion. Apple, $600 billion. SoftBank, $500 billion. And many more companies made similar pledges. When you are a business, you're a privately owned company. There are shareholders to whom you're accountable. And every money that you have, it must be invested wisely, and there must be a return on that investment. So you have some sort of a plan of how you are going to make a return on this investment. For now, they simply pledge to invest that much money. Will they do that? Most likely not, because there isn't even, again, a clear plan how much of that money will be invested in which kind of projects, and whether these projects are profitable, whether they have a good return on these investments. And since the court has blocked these Trump's tariffs, I don't think any of these companies will continue with these plans, because it makes absolutely no sense. These are privately owned institutions, corporations that must invest their money wisely and make a return, and not just because Donald Trump said X, Y, and Z. So most likely none of these investments are happening. These investments in the beginning were non-legally binding agreements in the first place, so it's not happening anyways. According to Donald Trump, the United States will be turned into a third world country. Well, is that true or not? If you look at the US economy, the only way for us to know is to compare the US economy to other nations. That's how we know how good the US economy is doing. And if you compare it to other major economies, the United States is still at the top. Well, I'm not really a fan of Democrats. I'm not even a fan of Biden. I'm not even a fan of anybody. But if you think about it, the US economy has been doing great before even Donald Trump has become the president. And if you look at the US economy over the last 30 years, for example, the US economy has grown way faster than the European economy, than the Chinese economy, and I'm not even going to talk about Japan and the United Kingdom, who are barely growing their economies. In fact, their economies are slowing down and collapsing, and the US economy is at the top. And it's not about Donald Trump. It's because the foundations of the US economy are very strong. And these tariffs would most likely have slowed down the US economy, not because these investments are not coming to the United States. These investments wouldn't come anyways to the United States because there wasn't even a specific plan. It's one thing to say that I will invest $10 trillion, and it's another thing to have an exact plan where the money is coming from, when exactly it will be invested, and where exactly it will be invested, and that is basically signed by these corporations or the leaders of these nations. So, is this a disaster for the US economy? Well, for now, it's creating a lot of uncertainty for these corporations and for these nations. Because will these tariffs be in place or not? Because Donald Trump is going to appeal the decision of the court. So we don't know for a fact what is going to happen. It is simply going to create a lot of uncertainty for the future, which is going to stop these corporations from taking any decisive actions. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.